Welcome back, my friends, to the Moto Guzzi show. It never ends. Let me ask you this question. How is your posterior when you're riding? Don't take this personally. But the latest trend these days seems to be heated seats. Let me think about that for a moment. Okay, so let's get back to the Guzzi. The seat is knackered, obviously. The vinyl cover for this was in a right old state. Somebody tried gluing it and then they tried self-tapping screws. All kinds of things. It was a mess. So I ripped it all off and I thought, well, it's going to be buggered anyway, but it's not. It's quite good, actually. The cushion, the foam is very good, in fact. It's kept its shape and it's not rotten. You know, it's even good underneath. Obviously, it did suck some moisture in, but the moisture didn't really go into the seat. It just sort of skimmed underneath and rotted out the base. It was rather a complicated shape. And I started off beating a piece of metal to replace it with, and I thought, well, I can get a new vinyl cover. Well, you could at one time, but you can't get them now. They're out of stock, and they may or may not be around fairly soon. Well, long term, I can probably hang on to it and, get a vinyl cover long term. But I kind of like to ride this bike this year at all, if possible. But on the Guzzi, I really like the single seat, which stops about here, which was on the police models, and I believe it might have been on the Californias. It was the California, the big black and white seat. Anyway, I don't like the big California black and white seat. I like the police one. Now, the one I want is not available at the moment. There is another one available, which is about $700, which I think is a crazy price for a single seat. So I was digging around, and I found this in my pile of junk, which is also called useful parts to be incorporated into something later. And I thought, you know what, that wouldn't be a bad single seat, would it? If I kind of finished it off here and sewed a piece in the back, what have you. That's off our Yamaha XS 650 Special, so the American version with a little back wheel. And this is the base for one of those. Somebody was considering this as a base for a project at one stage. So, if this was cut off around here, a piece welded in the back, that might make a useful seat. And find a piece of sponge, a bit of foam to go on there, and then maybe use that vinyl. The vinyl's not bad up here. A few rips in it back there, but option of using that vinyl. If not, find something else. Anyway, that's an idea. So, getting back to one of my pet peeves about modern motorcyclists being a bunch of pussies. Heated seats are the thing. How many reviews of modern bikes like the Triumph Tiger 1200 and the BMWs and the what have you are the riders talking about, oh, heated seats makes a difference, heated seats this and heated seats that. Like, come on, guys, it's motorcycling. If I can't stand heated seats, I can't even stand them in a car. I always turn them off. Who needs Betty Swallock's all that time? Horrible. Anyway, heated seats. But then again, I thought, well, you like to go up the Yukon and places like that where it's cold, so why not put a heated seat in? And you can get the kits, and they're not that bad, really. Not that expensive. But then again, you've got wiring, and they're probably made in China, and they're going to crap out after 2 weeks or something. And then where do you put the heating pad? Is it underneath? Well, that's no good, because the foam is going to insulate it. So do you put it in the top? Do I have to cut out the top and put it in? Then if it doesn't work, I've ruined a nice seat cushion. So I put my thinking cap on, and I came up with a solution. Not only is it 100% guaranteed foolproof, well, there is one proviso that you have to obey, but it is guaranteed to work. And these are all things that you will have in your house if you're of a certain age. So you won't have to spend any extra money. And not only that, but you would be using them anyways. So let me show you what you need for a self-generating heated motorcycle seat. The very first thing you need, which you will find in the kitchen, is a very large spoon. Now you can opt for a smaller spoon, but the heating effect will take longer to happen. So my suggestion is go for a large spoon. And first thing in the morning, and I'm thinking of a chilly morning when you want to get out early, you've got a lot of miles to go. Very first thing in the morning is to power up on these. Right, so a large helping of these administered by that. This will kick in after, well, I'd have you eat these, go start up the bike, let the bike warm up, throw your luggage on, and within 3/4 of an hour you will get heat generation through these. So, you know, as the morning mist is rising off the road, or maybe it's still a little dark, you know, you don't want to be going fast anyway, so the chill effect from the wind will be more than compensated by the slow heat release generated by these. So that will take you through, I would say, until late morning. So what you need now is another medium heat release agent that will kick in when your primary heat release agent has declined. So this is when you rely on these. Now these can be administered at the same time as those. Big spoon, and they work even better with warm milk. So if you want a quicker release, warm milk, a slower release, cold milk. Now these will kick in around 10:30, 11 o'clock and will take you through at midday. Now by the afternoon, the day should be warmer and you won't need your heated seat anymore. But say you don't, say it starts to snow, like it's trying to snow right now. Now you need a quick acting fast release of intense heat. This is when you bring out the big guns. This is when you bring these out. And for instant heat, or almost instant heat, within half an hour, 20 minutes, administer this with a spoon, the whole can. Now don't go for the fancy brands, go for the cheap brands, because they contain more of the active ingredient, more of the pesticides, more of the nasty chemicals that get to work on your microbes and get that heat released as fast as possible. So, but be very careful with these. Don't let people see you administering these, because they are banned in some areas. So if you're riding in a group, hang back, pull into a lay-by or a rest area, get your big spoon out, down these, and get on the road again quick. And if I was you and you're in a group, I would ride at the back. I wouldn't ride at the front or the middle, or it might have disastrous effects on the other riders. So there we are. That is my organic heated seat system. It's a 3-level, so you've got 3 levels of heat. You've got level 1, level 2, that's long acting, it's medium acting, and high intensity level 3, which is almost immediate. So there we go. I hope you find that useful. As you get older and get more experienced in motorcycling, you realise that you don't need all these extras, that the things you need are right in front of you all the time. And having said that, having said all this and wasted your time, I think heated seats bloody ridiculous on a motorbike. Honestly, you are a bit of a wimp if you need a heated seat, you know, to ride a motorbike. The answer has been around for years. The answer has been around for years, and this is it. This is it. sheepskin. Actually, this is a lamb's wool. It's shorter, well, reasonably short fleece and very, very tight. So it's got more sponge effect. Now this will turn a horrible seat into a comfortable seat. Not only that, it's warm. You know, we sit on this, the insulating effect, you can feel it straight away. It's warm. You can, you know, a reasonable lamb skin like this will take yourself and your pillion, if you carry a pillion. If not, it doesn't matter. You can put this up the tank, put the neck end. This is the neck end. Put the neck end up the tank, and then when you get going, you flop it back, and it keeps the family jewels nice and warm. What more could you want? People use them in the rain as well. I don't. When it's raining, or if it's a very hot day, I use one of these things. This is a bead rider. Got no connection with them. I've used this for a few years. You can see I've worn the paint off. You can make your own. I've made ones for other bikes out of those cheap taxi driver bead seats that you find in automotive stores. This is great. I mean, I've been using this for, I don't know, 12 years at least. Got some pretty hard use. Like you can see, the paint has gone. Well, that's a good thing actually, because black gets hot in summer. These are wood. Don't, whatever you do, get the plastic beads, because they soak up the heat in summer, and then you sit on them, and then all of a sudden you're speaking an octave higher. What else was I going to say? I'm going to say, oh yeah, and they're good in rain too, because you know the problem when you're sitting on a bike seat and it starts to rain. Well, you're wearing your waterproof trousers or whatever, but you're still sitting in a puddle, because the rain will come down and form underneath your backside here, and that's one of the worst things for feeling cold is sitting in cold water. And not only that, but you do find any weaknesses in your over trousers. So these are good, great on hot days, because you get air coming underneath, and that drives Betty Swallocks away. When it's raining, the rain comes through and drains away and doesn't sit next to your backside all the time. And then if it's cold, well, you just leave it on and throw this on, throw your sheepskin on. And when I'm traveling, if I'm going to be camping or anything, I always take my sheepskin, because if you're lying on the ground, you know, you can use it as a cushion for your hips and lower back. Your legs don't really matter that much. Or you can roll it up. And it makes a great pillow. So sheepskin is absolutely invaluable. It's an essential for long distance travel. So there we are. A few tips for you. Some serious, some not quite so serious, but nevertheless still valid. So until I see you next time, take care of yourselves, look after one another, keep your backside warm. That sounds bad, doesn't it? Stay warm, stay on two wheels, shiny side up. Goodbye.